There are some stories in the Bible that just grab you on a deeply personal level. And today, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful and intimate encounters in all of history, the story of the Apostle Thomas. It's an incredible journey from the depths of skepticism to one of the most amazing declarations of faith ever spoken.
And this really makes you wonder, right? It brings us to this central question that just hangs over the whole story. Can our doubt, our honest questions, actually become a doorway to a faith that's even deeper and more real? Thomas's story really invites us to think about that.
So, where does this all start? Well, funny enough, it begins not with someone who was there, but with someone who wasn't. It all hinges on a small but crucial detail. Thomas was not with the other disciples on that first Resurrection Sunday. Yeah, the Gospel of John, chapter 20, verse 24, lays it out so simply. He was not there. For whatever reason, and we're never told why, Thomas was separated from his friends at the very moment Jesus first appeared to them. And those four little words, man, they carry so much weight. Now, to really get this, you gotta understand what being together meant back then. In that culture, shared presence was everything. It's how you built community, it's how you verified a testimony, it's how you established what was true, and it's how you preserved that memory for the future. By not being there, Thomas missed out on that foundational shared experience. And isn't that just so true for us too? When we're isolated, our doubts just seem to get louder, don't they? But being in community, that's where we're so often positioned to see God move. But here's the thing, and this is so important. Even with all his doubt, Thomas didn't abandon his friends. He stayed with them. So when the other disciples find him and say, "We have seen the Lord," Thomas's reaction? It's not just, I'm not so sure. No way. It is an absolute ironclad demand for proof. I mean, listen to this from John chapter 20, verse 25. It sounds like something someone would say today, right? You can almost hear the frustration in his voice. Unless I see, unless I put my finger, unless I place my hand, I will never believe. This isn't just doubt. This is drawing a line in the sand. So let's break that down. He's not being vague at all. He lays out three very specific, very physical conditions. He has to see the wounds for himself. Then, he has to physically put his own finger into those marks. And finally, he has to place his own hand into the wound in Jesus' side. For him, anything less than that kind of sensory proof just wasn't going to cut it. Okay, so a week goes by. 8 days later, the disciples are all together again in a room, and this time, Thomas is there with them. And then, everything changes. The risen Christ appears, but he doesn't show up to scold Thomas, not at all. He comes to invite him. And just look at how Jesus does it. It is absolutely beautiful. He meets Thomas right where he is, in the middle of his doubt. For every one of Thomas's defiant, unless I demands, Jesus gently offers a come end invitation. He doesn't meet him with shame. He meets him with open, wounded hands. And this just opens up something so profound. Jesus, in his glorified, resurrected body, still has his scars. Why? Because the resurrection doesn't just erase the past, it glorifies it. Those wounds aren't signs of what was done to him anymore. They are eternal trophies of what he has done for us, glorious invitations to come and know his love. So now we're at the absolute peak of this story. Thomas is standing there face to face with the wounded, living Savior. And that wall of doubt he built up, it doesn't just crack. It completely vaporizes in the light of this incredible truth. And what does he say? John chapter 20, verse 28 tells us, it's instant. It's total. My Lord and my God. It's fascinating. The Bible doesn't even say he ever touched the wounds. Just seeing was enough. The doubter becomes the greatest confessor. And when you look at the original Greek, it's even more powerful. Ho Kyrios mu kai ho theos mu. It's like saying, the Lord of me and the God of me. It's not just some general theological statement. It's a deeply personal declaration of surrender and worship. In theology, there's this whole area of study called Christology. It's all about who Jesus is. And this confession from Thomas, it's the absolute high point in the Gospels. It's the moment the whole book of John has been building towards. It is the clearest, most explicit statement that Jesus is in fact God. But Jesus doesn't stop there. He takes this intensely personal moment and extends it through all of time, right to you and me. Listen to what he says next in John chapter 20, verse 29. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. That's us. That blessing is for every single person in every generation who has ever believed without seeing him face to face. In a beautiful way, Thomas's doubt became the very doorway for our blessing.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? I think it's this. The risen Christ is not scared of our questions. He's not put off by our honest doubts. He doesn't come to crush them. Instead, he meets us right in the middle of them with this incredible patience and love, and he redeems them, transforming them into a faith that can finally say with all our hearts, "My Lord and my God."